All right, here we are. I've got my buddy Aaron here with me, and we have been talking for like months now, right? As far as like, we became Star Wars friends a while ago, and we just yap about things all the time. Aaron's one of the guys who send me the funniest Star Wars memes ever. Welcome, Aaron. Glad to have you here.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. So tell us a little bit about your Star Wars journey. Like, I'm assuming by the wonderful display you've got behind you that you've been around the fandom for a minute. But tell me about where it all started for you.
I had a feeling you were going to ask me this question. It's really hard to answer from the very get-go, but I have always loved and been fascinated with Star Wars since I was a kid, like very, very little. I think the first movie I ever saw was The Phantom Menace. And yeah, that'll tell you how old I am. But The Phantom Menace I fell in love with, and I was just all about it. Like, it was like everything to me. And my dad was like, I can tell that he was like secretly proud of how much of into Star Wars that I was, and loved all the characters and like the story and just the genre in general. But I wasn't obsessed with Obi-Wan. I wasn't obsessed with Qui-Gon. It was Maul. And ever since then, it's been nothing but Sith, the dark side for me. Like, it always has been. I don't know why. I really don't know why, but it's been like that since I was a kid. I've always been prone to that. And I think maybe because the way that Maul looked, like with the markings and the red and the black, and I just thought that he was just so badass probably as a kid. And be like, oh, he looks so cool, like he's my favorite, to the point where I don't know if it was maybe my 5th or 6th birthday or so, but I wanted a full-on Darth Maul party, a birthday party.
That's sick.
When I was a kid, just Darth Maul. Like, you know, I'm pretty sure my dad was probably like, you know, wouldn't you rather like Obi-Wan or Luke, or, you know, just full-on Darth Maul. That's what I wanted. Just
Maul.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, and then so slowly after that, I think that's when he started to show me all the original trilogy films, which pretty much just then changed my whole world into loving Vader. And, you know, fell in love with Vader and like that character and just how freaking, you know, badass he was. And, you know, just as a cool, legendary villain. Not to say I love the Jedi, of course. But then all the other prequels started coming out, like Attack of the Clones, and my all-time favorite, I don't know if you can see, but Revenge of the Sith. Revenge of the Sith is my favorite. Like, I have like vivid memories as a kid going to the theater and seeing it, and I remember the exact shirt that I saved up for like months. Like, this is what I'm going to wear. Wow. Like, I'm so excited.
The detail.
Yes, and going to, you know, Toys R Us when it was around, of the way that the displays looked, and
R.I.P. Toys R Us. We miss you.
I know. Like the way that everything looked. And I remember like it was kind of like a tradition. Like they would take me to dinner for my birthday, and then straight after we would go to Toys R Us, and I wanted nothing but like Revenge of the Sith stuff.
That's great.
Yeah, and ever since then, I kept on loving it. You know, back when the Clone Wars was on, I think Cartoon Network, right before he went to Disney.
I think so. Yeah.
Watching that, and then when it got to Disney, you know, that opened up a whole new avenue for me of like, you know, the parks and all the stuff that's on Disney Plus and everything. So I've always been just obsessed with it.
I love that. And what a year to be into Revenge of the Sith, right? Isn't this year the 25th? The 20th? 2020?
Yeah.
That is crazy, and I bet you're gonna go and see it if they drop them in theaters, which I think they are. I
really hope they do. I really hope they do. I mean, I was like, I should find that one shirt they used to wear as a kid, wear it. Like, okay,
just all snugged up in it. I mean,
or at least bring it with me.
Yeah, just wear it as like a little bib or something that popcorn.
Yeah.
That's funny. I think they still had those last year, right? They put that one out also in theaters during May 4th era.
Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah, was it all of them? Didn't they do all of them?
I don't remember.
I definitely remember seeing The Phantom Menace in theaters, and that's all I remember about that. But I don't know. We'll see if they put it this year. If so, you bet you and I are going to be going for sure. Separately, because you're far away from me. Otherwise, we go together, homie.
Yeah.
So, we've got the movies that you've loved, which is kind of funny because I was going to ask you what your favorite movie was, and you already answered that one. But do you feel like there's kind of like a scene or just like a theme in Star Wars that you just resonate a lot with, that you just love? For example, for me, if I didn't say the battle on Mustafar, which is pretty iconic to me, I would have to say just the Boonta Eve pod racing that young Anakin goes into. I love that pod race. It's just so much fun seeing young Anakin racing around and just totally destroying the competition. For me, that's iconic. What about for you?
For me, one scene that I have to say touches me every single time, and I don't know how to feel about it because I'm so pro Sith and I'm so pro like Empire. I know that's really bad to say, but
watch out! Don't listen to this, Rebels. Sorry.
I know. It's during the battle on Mustafar between Anakin and Obi-Wan, and when Obi-Wan tells him, you're my brother, Anakin. I loved you. That moment right there, it always gets me. Always. Yeah. Because to me, it's more than just hearing that. It's like hearing the reason why he's saying that, like all that they've been through. Now, after watching, the Clone Wars and, the bond that they had and what exactly Anakin was doing, kind of saying like it's betrayal, the reason Anakin's betrayal, like what happened to you? I loved you. Like, and that always gets to me. But I also see it as another way of like Anakin's way of rebelling, of course, and knowing and trusting that there's something else better out there for him. He wasn't getting what he was wanted with the council or with like any of the Jedi in the temple, and he had to seek some other way out, not only to save his wife and his child, but children that he didn't know, but to also get up to that next level that he feel that he should be at. Because I feel like he's like, well, if I'm not getting it here, this other guy's telling me, hey, I could give this to you, but all in all, he was mistaken. Also, like I kind of, this is going to be really weird to say too, but I kind of resonate with that a little bit of like just going for like what you want to do, no matter what else anybody says. Granted, in the world of Star Wars, it's a little different. It doesn't end in a good way, but the overall meaning of it is, to me, is just do what you want to do, despite what others say.
Carve your own path.
Carve your own path. Yeah, if you believe that if this is going to be good for yourself, for your family, for your well-being and your future, go for it.
Yeah, and obviously we hate to make dumb decisions in life, but in the moment, they don't necessarily feel like dumb decisions, right?
Mm-mm.
Like, up until this point, like, Anakin fully felt justified in everything that he was doing, right?
Oh, yeah.
And it was not till later that he starts to have, maybe some regrets or whatever, but we see the pain over the next, in the original trilogy, we can kind of see the pain, and in some of the backflashes we've seen too, with new content, we've been seeing some of the pain that he's been experiencing as well with that decision he's making. But that kind of leads me into some other topics that I really love discussing, and it's just, yes, Star Wars is fantasy, okay? Yes, it's just movies. It's not real. It's just TV, right? It's make-believe. But there are so many aspects of it that I find myself incorporating into, like, life. Just like I find so many themes from Star Wars impact my decisions in life and the becoming who I want to become. I have to thank Star Wars a lot for that and some things like that. So what I wanted to kind of discuss briefly with you is that topic of how has Star Wars kind of impacted just your day-to-day living style. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I can speak on that too. It kind of influences me. I want to say like on a daily basis, and not just by just watching or reading Star Wars content, but living and just thinking about the moral of the stories and the teachings that it gives us, right? Whether that be, learning how to meditate, finding your inner peace, it has, I'll tell you this too, it has really, really helped me like within fitness and within the gym. I'll find these Sith teachings, Sith meditation of like Maul talking to you or whoever of like, but in my AirPods as I'm on the treadmill or doing a stretching or whatever, but it's not just of like, it's nothing like, kill this person, it's nothing like that. It's like, you are strong, you are you are like use your energy for your strength. Like, don't let anybody defeat you. Like, you cannot be defeated. Like, motivating stuff like that.
I can see how that can motivate you there. I can. I'll have to give it a shot.
Yeah. Motivating stuff like that. But I will say too, like, also on like the Jedi side too, right? Of like, you know, the meanings of finding that balance and the meditation and finding your inner peace and, you know, kind of figuring out what you should do in certain circumstances that come into your life, you know, decision making, you know. And so I look towards, you know, the good side of Star Wars too for, you know, for help or for, you know, motivation, or like, you know, how would the Jedi do this? And, you know, of course, as Palpatine has always said, you know, one must, what does he say? He's like, one must learn all its aspects between Sith and the Jedi.
Yeah,
says something like that towards Anakin. Yeah, but you know what I mean.
I get your vibe.
Yeah, and there's one book that I have. I don't know if you can see it back here. Probably not. It's behind me. Star Wars: The Jedi Path, where it's kind of like a handbook of everything that the Jedi goes through. But it's more than just like, oh, this is how you hold your lightsaber, this is how you do this is how you do that. It's like, all right, what are the practices that they do as far as like for a meditation and you know, spiritual, almost religious type of things that they do. And that sort of stuff too is like very, very deep in it that I want to dig into more, because, you know, that's something that I believe anybody could practice as well, just for your own well-being. Really, you know, it doesn't have to be a certain religion or something like that. It can just be because you love it, because you love Star Wars. Find something about it that really speaks to you.
There's so much content. I love that answer. I love the way you've been describing that and how it's been in your life. It's something that I don't see us ditching anytime soon.
Oh no.
I mean, I think looking around my room, looking around your background, I think we're invested. Okay.
Oh yeah.
I think we're invested. Now, with that being said, how do you feel about some of these projects that we've got leading at, like coming up here in the future? We've got Andor season 2. We've got coming up. We've got Mandalorian and Grogu next year.
I think it's about next year. Sure.
Yeah, Ahsoka season 2. Like, so what are some things you're looking forward to?
All of it. I gotta be honest.
Good answer. Good answer.
All of it. I loved Andor. I'm so excited for that. Ahsoka, top notch, phenomenal. Like, I love the story of Ahsoka, and I love how they brought all the characters from Rebels come in. Especially,
I love Rebels.
Yeah, especially Ezra and Sabine, and like all of them. Like, you know, Chopper, of course, he's my favorite little what do they call him? Little war
criminal.
War criminal.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited for that, for Ahsoka. But as far as for Mando and Grogu, I'm really excited for that. My dad's been wondering of like, you know, when is that going to come out? When's the next season? I'm like, well, it's actually going to be a whole new, you know, film that isn't Jon Favreau doing it? Or
that sounds about right.
And Dave Filoni, of course.
And I saw like Sigourney Weaver's in it. I don't know what her role is going to be in that. But she's in it apparently.
She's going to be in it. Yeah.
That's going to be fun.
Yeah, I'm excited for that, but we'll see how it is, because like I no matter what, I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna be so stoked for it. But in my head, I'm like, would I have wanted another season instead of a film, or what's gonna happen after the film? Is there gonna be another season after the film? Like, what's gonna happen?
I think I remember seeing that this is the end of the Mandoverse kind of stuff. So I don't know. That news source might not have been legit. You got to be careful nowadays, right? With what news source you're getting any information from.
Yeah.
When it comes to Star Wars, because it could be totally wrong, but that could be our case where this is like the end of the Mando story. Does that mean they die? Maybe not. There could be a peaceful ending, but I have in the back of my head, I'm a little like concerned that it's not gonna be like cinematic quality like any of the movies, like Revenge of the Sith, like any like Rogue One. I'm a little worried that it's gonna feel just a super long episode. Don't get me wrong, there are some episodes of Star Wars that are great. Like Star Wars, like let's see, like I love most of the Ahsoka episodes. I thought those ones were really good, but there are some early Mandalorian episodes from like season 1 and in other seasons that I just like. They're just like, that's it, right? So that's the fear I have, but I'm keeping my hopes up. And regardless, I'm still going to enjoy all the work that the producers, the actors, the screenwriters put into it, and respect their effort. But
I
can't help but think about that, you know?
Yeah. No. I completely agree. And that's how I feel on it too, is that, you know what, no matter what, like, whether, I mean, we're all going to have our own opinions at the end of the day, and we're entitled to our own opinions. But the way that I see it as, you know, whether I'm going to like a project or not, it's still Star Wars. It's still Star Wars. Like it's still relevant within the realm of the entire universe and stuff. And if you don't like it, you don't have to.
Yeah.
You don't have to
True.
be remembered of that content that you just watched. But you know, no matter what, like as long as it has that Lucasfilm title there, like I'm done.
Exactly. And you'll never catch me bad mouthing anything, because I just don't. That's just not me. That's not who I am. But I will be expressing things. Oh, I wish this would have happened, or I'll just go on tangents stuff like, oh, what if this happened? But you'll never catch me bad mouthing it at all.
Yeah, I mean, I'm the same way, because I think of it on like a creative, on a creative side of things, of like, you know, that was somebody's work, that was somebody's creative vision of, you know, I don't want to talk about, you know, because they're probably so great and so proud of it, you know, and then to have it come out to the public and, you know, have it be received and getting all these comments on it. Like, I don't want to play any part of that negatively, at least, you know?
Oh, yeah. I'm going to continue to, you and I and all of our friends, we're going to continue to be the best light that we can in the galaxy.
Oh, yeah.
And all that stuff. I respect that.
Absolutely.
So thank you for that effort. I appreciate it. And everyone else appreciates it. It's noted and it's appreciated for sure. Now, our next little segment we've got going on, this is something that NEOSABERS and I have been doing, okay? So, do you have any lightsabers, by the way?
Not from NEOSABERS.
Okay, but you've got some lightsabers? Okay. All right.
Yes.
So what we're going to do is I'm going to have a guess the lightsaber quiz with you, okay? I've got 10.
Ooh.
Okay, I've got 10 lightsabers, and if you can get all 10 in a minute, I'll set a timer, then you'll get a free saber, okay? If you don't,
We'll see.
Don't worry. Like, there's still some goodies and deals that we can provide for you. But a minute for the 10 sabers. You think you can do it?
We'll see.
Okay, let me get my timer set up here. And then let me start sharing this little quiz. There we go. Can you see it?
Yes.
All right.
Do I get a pass if I don't know?
Yeah.
Can I say pass, or do I just say don't know?
You can pass. I'm not sure. I mean, you could think back to it. But
okay.
It's a minute, so it's like not that much
Yeah,
time.
not that long. Okay.
Okay. So I'm going to have us start in 3, 2, 1.
Oh, Kylo.
Good.
That is Luke.
Try again.
No, wait, that is not Luke. That is Qui-Gon.
Try again.
Ah, dang it.
Come on, really think. Really
Yoda?
think. There you go. Okay.
There you go. That is Obi-Wan.
No, it's I can get what you're thinking about that. This is not Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
Now.
Yeah, it's the top of it. Who is that? Blue?
Yep. Think sequels.
Sequels?
Yeah.
Oh, is that Rey's?
No, but it's
Leia.
shown in the sequel. There you go. Wait. Leia? Yeah, there you go. Okay.
Oh, that is Obi-Wan.
Yep, you know that one.
That is one of the Inquisitors.
Do you know which one?
I forgot her name. She was from Obi-Wan. Reva.
No.
Is that Reva?
5, 4.
Dang it. I don't know. Everyone's going to hate me for not knowing. Star Wars.
Timer's up. No, that's okay. That was the Grand Inquisitor.
Dang it. And they both have that spinny thing. That's what gets me.
The thing is some of the Inquisitors, they have like different spinning. Like there's some generic ones that you see like several Inquisitors have in like some of the books and stuff like that. But in the ones we've seen, there have been like almost different rings. That the circular part, like Marok's from Ahsoka, completely different from this. The Seventh Sister from Jedi Fallen Order, completely different. This one, unique. So it's interesting because they have like these each unique designs to like the general Inquisitor-esque saber. It's still pretty cool. You still did dang good. And don't worry, you're going to be shown some NEOSABER love. I promise.
Perfect.
that about wraps it up today. So thanks so much, Aaron, again for joining me and nerding out in this little session with me. We really appreciate you. Is there anything you want to say about Star Wars? Any last comments you have to make before we sign off?
May the Force be with you always.
There you go. With you always. All right. Thanks again.